Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea with me, Bardon, and in the company of Madame Jewel. We just visited the capital, the Chapel of Lights, even, and we got ourselves a trait which is uncontrollably peckage, which I'm sure is going to come and be a problem for us. I'm assuming that we consume our food a lot quicker, but we also need to get ourselves back home rather sharpish because our terror is rising alarmingly quickly now. We need to get it back to 50% by calling back in at London. So what we shall do is cut straight down this way, send out our Z-Bat to see if there's anything interesting on the way. Hardly, so far nothing. So we might skip the trip to the tomb colonies this time because I don't want our terror getting up too much higher. And we're about to take up another one as well. Okay, let's send out the Z-Bat. No islands, okay. Let's try the other side. Okay, still no islands. Well, we're close-ish to Field Haven, so let's go that way. And we discovered Thornwell Croft as well. I don't believe there's a port there though. Okay. Half rations. Oh no, we ran out. I never even noticed. We ran out of all of our supplies from whatever happened there. Mouths to feed, your crew groans with hunger. This isn't the time for rousing speeches, but a quiet word here and there will help a tough challenge. Okay, brighter eyes, it's short rations for you to lead by examples. We succeed in the heart's challenge. The higher the quality, the higher the chance of success. We gain 1 terror. Okay, so we didn't have to eat the crew, which is nice. So can we buy supplies here? I'm hoping very much so we can. So let's get ourselves. So before we thought that our fuel would be our limiting factor, but it turns out it's very much our supplies. Okay, and then let's get ourselves in. Okay, we can't do any of that, so let's see what we can do here. Please be able to buy supplies. Well, let's compile a port report. Okay. Course, the bearded watchman tells you there are no actual shepherds on the Shepherd's Isle. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed, it's just the name of the gentleman that found the islands. Greybeards sitting in the village square nod solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. A picnic at the Standing Stone. The bearded villagers will send you mutton stew and kefir and stone bottles of cold fresh spring water and row you over to the stones. Okay, well let's do that because we should lose some hunger through that. We lost 3 terror, we lost 5 echoes. We now have 1 ambiguous elot. thinking creature made this, or the sea made this, or both. That's all for now. Your sailors watch the fireflies shimmer, swap shanties, pass round the grog and shy stones at the more vampirically inclined Zebats. Grasses nod in the breeze. Across the dark water, the lights of Abbey Rock glow watchfully. Your bosun hands you something. Found a rock, he reports, laconically. Pretty sure it's dead. Okay. So we can't do anything else there. Okay, so where are we in relation to other places? Abbey Rock, no help. The sisters. Okay, we're gonna have to just break for home, I think. But I'm gonna pause the recording for a second because someone is at the door. And we are back, so let's set sail. Gonna have to eat one of the crew pretty soon, unfortunately. So let's go double speed. Just give ourselves every chance to avoid eating the crew if we can. Abbey's Rock, I think, will be no help. A missing sailor. At roll call, there's one face too few, and you don't like the uneasy hush that descends. Your crew are on the brink of starvation. Has one committed the primal crime of cannibalism? Ignore it. Best left alone. If you find a cannibal, you lose 2 sailors. Investigate. There is a spirit of or god in the neat, whose name is not spoken. He is worshipped with candles and with the frenzied consumption of flesh. Has someone here turned to that worship? So I think someone who was of a practical mind would investigate and would want to dig out who it was that was worshipping some god of the neat. But because it's Jewel, you know, I have a suspicion that maybe she was in on it, so she probably knows more than we do about what happened to the sailor, so she's going to ignore it. Jumped overboard is the official line. Perhaps some of your crew believe it. Who knows, perhaps it's even true. We gained 5 terror and we lost 1 crew. Okay, and we're still steaming for home. So we've got Abbey's Rock. So let's pull in here just on the off chance that there's something to eat. Abbey's Rock, okay. Compile a port report. Knock on the gates. We lost 2 terror at least. We lost our recent news as well. Then let's set off and straight away go to double speed. Okay, so Hunter's Keep is really what we're hoping to get to, but I don't think we're going to make it before the crew have to be fed again. Day by day you grow weaker. Each sip of fresh water is carefully rationed. Sailors squabble over scraps of leather. Each morning bodies are found stiff and cold. Consign their bodies to the sea. Disease hungry too. Feast on their remains. You're past the edge of desperation. They have died. You will live. Yes, unfortunately, we're going to become cannibals. A red night. The higher-minded or less hungry crew lock themselves away. You and the less scrupulous stalk the ship's corridors, gathering the emaciated remains of your once fellows. It's not what you'd call good eating, but it makes sustaining stew. We lost 1 crew, we lost 50 hunger, we gained 5 terror, and we gained 1 menace. So hunger has definitely struck. Oh my god, and we ran right into a bat storm. Hush voices, encourage them, this isn't the time for rousing speeches. Short rations for you, lead by example. Okay, you gain 1 terror. Leave us alone, bat swarm. Okay, we need to be going south. Unfortunately, that means the bat swarm is going to get us again. Oh, they missed. Okay, good. Okay, now go, go, go. The Sunless Sea is not a friendly pace right now. But let's get ourselves to Hunter's Keep. Oh, leave us alone, bats. Come on, let's get there. Why? Go away, bat swarm. Okay, let's get in. Hunter's Keep. Let's luncheon with Lucy. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially. A complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. And you probably noticed while I was reading that as well that I got less frantic because I had those stupid bats and then the whole hunger thing as well. But we lost 10 terror. We now have 1 supplies and we lost 50 hunger. So we need just to wait for the bats to decide they want to go somewhere else. So we can at least now make it back to London. So bats are gone. Let's go. And back to a more serene pace for us. Yeah, so this hasn't been the most amazing voyage. And it's going to be, but we did find some places that we needed to go. We found some places we probably shouldn't have gone, like the Chapel of Lights. And that's certainly something to remember for the future. Don't eat when you're there. Okay, so back to London we come. We got 50 of 75 hulls, so just 25 to be repaired. But the shame of the crew knowing that they've eaten 2 of their shipmates is a much more damaging thing than the damage to the hull. Okay, so let's collect our messages. Let's visit the Admiralty. Let's pass on the strategic information. So we've got 150 echoes for that. So at least one thing we're doing well in is our echo total. Okay, then we'll submit our port reports. So we've got Shepherd's Isle. We'll take the tough challenge. Okay, we failed. We still got 1 fuel though. Candidly, I'm not sure why you saw fit to trouble us with this nonsense. Is there anything else? Okay, Station 3. Excuse me, just let me call a colleague in. This is my colleague, Mr. Villian, of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villian, this good captain's report is here. If you would care to... Yes, the fire is already lit. Let us... There we go. Now, only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here is your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. So we got 100 echoes for that. That's nice. So there's obviously something weird going on at Station 3. And they don't want us to know about it, but they obviously know what is actually happening. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. I've got 20 echoes for that one. Chapel of Light. So, avoid should be what the report says. There's something about the Untersee that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of I think it's Southwark. I can't remember how you say that. It's I know it's not Southwark as it looks. I think it's Southwark or something like that. Out for a good bit of Christian shouting. We got 20 echoes. Definitely not worth going there. Tumu Island. We got 20 echoes for that as well. Okay, now let's ask if there's anything in particular he needs. You're ushered into his office. Okay. Let's discover his desires. We don't have a current commission. Okay. Let's see if we can get one. Okay, so no particular place to look for. Let's submit our revelatory chart. A careful inspection, he scrutinized the chart minutely through a lens. He doesn't, you notice, remove the dark spectacles. It passes muster, he remarks. The usual fee applies. So we're now over 1,000 echoes. Okay, then let's go back to the docks. Let's visit the Rose Market just to see. As usual, nothing for us there. Let's see, the Venturer's Desire, nothing for him either. So we want the Alarming Scholar and Ambiguous Eloth. Some of these things were made as tools, some just look that way. Okay, we got 70 echoes for that. Oh ho! I see the nap marks clearly. I rather think it was no human hand that shaped this either. Something from before. At least I like to think it. And that's what's most important. Okay, yeah, as long as it's 70 echoes for us, you can be, you can think things in any way you like. Okay, let's hire more crew. Okay, we succeeded in a Hearts challenge, which is nice. So we got ourselves back up to 9 crew. Sensible sailors are looking for a safe run to the tomb colonies, or at least a sane run to the southern archipelago. You need to buy drinks, spread around, hiring fees, look for daredevils. Especially when they hear rumours about us eating people. Your tall tales find a ready audience. Scarred and seasoned men and women tramp aboard and find places to sling hammocks. Okay. Okay, let's cruise in the Wolf Stack docks. A marvellous night. Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub fire, and something more. You were fortunate. We lost 5 terror. We lost 10 echoes. You now have 1 of this recent news. Okay. Trouble and romance. The night in Wolf Stack you find yourself sharing a table with a likely lass. She typically claims to be a spy. Whatever she is, she's easy to like, and when the evening ends, you're still together. Someone whose name, a dapper chap. Okay, I think it's going to be somebody whose name you do not afterwards recall, because I think that's the kind of person Jewel is. You know, with living on the streets for so long, you don't really get attached to people in a romantic way. So I think, you know, it's going to be fulfilling her physical needs, as it were, and then just forgetting the person. Someone whose name you do not afterwards recall. Your only love is the sea. You'll take comfort where you find it, but that's all it is. A relaxing evening. Together, you exercise the chill of the neat. When you wake, you're alone, but that's how you've always preferred it. And then we lost 2 terror for that. Okay, and then we need to put our ship into dry dock. Okay, and then we're going to go here. So Leadbeater and Stainrod shipyard. Costs us 75 echoes, but our hull is, it says the new total is 110, but obviously that's not right, because our hull maximum is 75. Okay, good enough for now, yeah. So now we've got 1,000 echoes. Let's go to shop and see if there's something we might actually want to buy. We don't have a secure compartment. This will cost 1,000 echoes. Boadicea, what does Boadicea do? The Boadicea, more powerful, less subtlety. The best Leadbeater and Stainrod can supply, although as usual they've skimped on materials. Okay. We can't afford that. How about here? So these are just lamps. No, we don't have any of those. Let's go and resupply. So we definitely need lots of supplies. We don't want people starving again. So 15 supplies. Then let's go fuel to there. Okay, so 25 fuel, 15 supplies. We should be okay for our next voyage. And then let's go to our lodgings. Let's rest in our rooms. Okay, 1 terror down, which is nice. And we got a restful night as well. And I think that's pretty much going to be it for now. So next time we'll decide where we want to go. We basically need to set ourselves an objective, since we met the ones that we were trying to do. But as I said, that's going to be next time. And that does bring us to the end of this particular episode. So if you have enjoyed, please consider liking, subscribing, and posting a comment. And I really do hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye.